In my previous video, I told you what to expect in your first sparring match with a longsword in HEMA environment. But today I want to tackle another problem, because most guys today think that they're not prepared. They think that they're not prepared for longsword fighting yet. They think that they lack knowledge, that they lack the skill, and they lack the motivation. But that's all false. So today I want to destroy your limiting beliefs and also make you believe that you're already prepared more than you think to actually start sword fighting yourself. So my first point is, people today think that they're not ready yet. And I personally understand where they coming from. 2 years ago, I was the same as you. I thought about going to the HEMA club for the first time, or finding a friend and inspiring him, or just telling him to start sword fighting with me. And I just thought about it. Of course, I also had my limiting beliefs, like I thought that I wasn't fit enough. I wasn't knowledgeable to do it right. And I feared of maybe getting injured. But that's all false. I didn't have to be smarter to start sparring myself. But I know for a fact that this thing is coming from our weak culture that tries to tell us that it's a lot more comfortable to just sit around doing nothing, or even worse, playing video games, than doing something hard yourself, or just at least starting it with bare minimum things like solo drilling, or just like I told you, get someone who knows to start it with you. And this weak culture comes from these mega gaming corporations that want you to keep you passive and weak, so they could sell you more things that you could watch on their streaming platforms, or play their newest games and continue the cycle of just doing nothing. And they're profiting from your insecurities and limiting beliefs. So don't get defensive when I'm talking about it. Just accept that you, as a person, you can become more in a context of sword fighting, of course. And the reality is that no amount of thinking about it will actually change anything. You're already prepared to start it, because to start it you don't have to know everything there is to know about a longsword in this instance. Like, all you need is a padded longsword and a fencing mask and a sparring partner and just basic knowledge, like really bare minimum knowledge about how to spar with someone, of course safely, so you wouldn't get injured, and nor your opponent, and still remembering to have fun doing it. So what about learning how to fight with longsword? Well, the basic answer will be just doing it. So you wouldn't learn the basics of sword fighting, of defending yourself with a sword and attacking your opponent with just solo drilling. Of course, solo drills and getting fitter and having more knowledge about theory of sword fighting would help you out, but the actual skill comes from doing it every day, or at least a few times a week, because only in this way you will actually start to learn and see the patterns that will compound over time in your mind and in your muscle memory. And probably later on you will be just more experienced in this sort of things. My second point is gaming already teached you how to learn new skills or things. So what I mean is that gaming already teached you how to read your opponent, how to react fast, and how to time your inputs to make some sort of action with your character in game. But gamers lack just one thing, and one thing only, is adding to this whole equation their body and their muscle memory, which is of course created by experiencing it and doing it very often, basically. And once you add your body to this whole equation, you'll be shocked how fast you can actually learn this skill of sword fighting. Advice for you is don't get tricked by gaming corporations that you're weak and you have no predispositions to actually start living this reality yourself. You can actually pick up a longsword. You have a free will to go outside, pick up a wooden stick even, and just swinging to get to know how it behaves in your hands. Of course, at the beginning. And you have the free will to message your friend or see on the internet what's the nearest HEMA club you can go to. Search up specific times for these sparrings or just group lessons and go there and experience it for yourself. So you already know what I'm talking about. When you buy yourself a new game and you launch it up for the first time, the first thing you do in this game is you go through the tutorial section. Like before you actually go on or experience the open world in some sort of RPG or shooter game, you go through the section of tutorial where the game teaches you at least the basics, the moveset of your character, of your like just how to basically play the game. And later on, maybe mid-whole game or just at the end game, you will start to learn very advanced things, very advanced skills for your character. That's the same in sword fighting, because when you start, you have this like skill tree where you can add on specific points to upgrade yourself, your skill with a longsword, or your fitness. So the baseline for this kind of like martial, of course, sports, martial arts. The same goes to the longsword. You don't start off with a final boss, with a final like dragon you have to kill. The first thing you should do is grab a stick or grab a padded longsword. Okay, swing it around. Then you go to the HEMA club. You start to wear a HEMA mask for the first time and you feel exhausted. You feel uncomfortable even in it because you've never wore a fencing mask in your entire life. But later on you'll get used to it. So when you'll go to the actual HEMA class and experience like some sort of footwork patterns, you will learn a basic knowledge how to directly hit your opponent and not his sword. And at the end of the whole HEMA class, you'll probably have time for just free sparrings. What I mean is that you can just choose a sparring partner and just go at it. Of course, knowing that you don't want to just really hurt him, but you want to test your might. And that's the whole journey of it, because you don't have to already face the top #1 HEMAist in the world who will quickly destroy you with simple movements and quick footwork. No, you'll go through the basic things most of your HEMA journey. And that's how you level up this skill. And that's why I created my community, which is named From Gamer to Swordsman, for a reason. Because I truly believe that gamers have much easier understanding of how to progress through sword fighting more than just casual people. So check out the link in the description to find more. And if you just want to support my channel and my progress with YouTube videos, then still you can go there and see it for yourself. The link's in the description or the first pinned comment. My next point is that you'll obviously get hit lots of times, and that will be completely normal. But your first few weeks will feel chaotic. Just like I told you, when you'll buy a new game, you don't know anything about how to move your character, how to do a specific combo, how to link these moves or actions into one fluid motion and so on, or how to counter your opponent. So all you know at the beginning is just how to press your left mouse to do a basic attack, but you don't know how to defend yourself from this kind of basic attack. So you know where you lack. But of course, at the beginning of this sparring, you'll feel like you don't see anything, like you don't know what to focus on. And that's completely normal. You'll miss your attacks, you'll get hit lots of times, and you'll be clumsy. And that's totally normal. So yeah, that's just basically like in some sort of online game or in basic RPG where you don't know anything bad shit about how to control your character, how to fight, how to, I don't know, jump or double jump with your character, how to defeat this kind of opponent, and so on. But in sparring, it's all the same. You'll learn through doing it, but you'll do it with your body, and later on, it will start to click. My advice is really basic, but it's the thing that you'll need the most. Because through the first few messy weeks, you'll have to stay consistent. You'll have to come back to the training session week after week to finally realize and see where you can improve and actually improve that thing. So stick through and you'll start to strike more. You'll start to defend more. You'll see and you will read your opponent better, and you will keep the distance to him better than the last time. My next point is that you probably lack the commitment. So most beginners think that they are not ready for sword fighting because they don't have the strength or they are not fit enough. Of course, fitness will always help you because this baseline will help you out in moving more confidently and sticking to your instincts better. But actually, if you don't do it a few times a week and you will just randomly stop at the third week of the sword fighting, then of course your progress will be lost because you'll forget how to move, how to read, how to strike, and so on. So without commitment, there's no practice, and without no practice, there's no progress. Not even plateauing, but you'll actually forget that progress, so you'll actually lose it. And we don't want that. I don't want that for you. But the commitment is also very important in an actual sparring, so in an actual sword fight with a partner, with a sparring partner. You have to commit to your attacks to actually win against your opponent. And just like I told in my previous video, even if you don't have the strength to maybe swing faster and swing harder with your sword, I'll place my favorite memes from this week. You have to swing faster and harder, of course, but you have to also have a commitment to it. You have to commit to you attacking your opponent, so not staying passive. So if you hesitate for only a quarter of a second, your opponent will feel it and he will use it against you. Weak culture tells you that staying safe is staying passive. But in a sword fighting scenario, if you stay passive, you will hesitate. And that's all your opponent needs to hit you to the head. So hesitation is the fastest way to lose an exchange. So my honest advice for you is that you completely turn off your brain and overthinking. You have to just be aggressive with your actions, with your commitment to the sword fighting, but also to always show up to the HEMA lessons and sparrings. You have to just completely stop thinking about that maybe you don't feel motivated to go to the HEMA class, or maybe it's raining outside, or I don't know, maybe the last time you got hit pretty hard to the hand and it still a bit hurts from the last time. But you have my blessing of just stop thinking about this nonsense, about these nuances, and just go and just show up. So my last point is the actual deeper truth about it all. It's all about you, of course, showing up, but to always be decisive, to stop your hesitation at last, and to always show up, even if that decisiveness will lead you to lose. But sword fighting and practice of it is totally not about winning points, so winning against every opponent or having more hits than your opponent. No, you will always get hit in sword fighting, and it's totally okay, because even top HEMA sportsmen, they're the people who get hit the most out of everyone in this HEMA environment. So what I mean, you have to be decisive under that whole pressure. Even you picking up a sword separates you from the 99% of people worldwide. Guys who actually feel like sticking to their video games instead of going to the HEMA session and learning a new skill just like you. And that's the proof that you're already more prepared than you think, because you already chose the better and the harder path than anyone else. Look, you'll never truly feel like you're ready. Most men, they get stuck in this trap of feeling that they're not prepared, that they're not ready to do it themselves. The moment when you step into sparring means you are ready. Stop overthinking about it and just go, just do it. Look, if you want more of my guidance, my specific solo drills where I teach you the basic knowledge of how to wield a longsword, there's a program called From Gamer to Swordsman, my program, through which you can support my growth, my YouTube channel, and join a community of guys who are on the same path of training longswords, specifically in historical European martial arts. You can join this community today and find out for yourself that you need just a bare minimum to become a swordsman today. So check out the link in the description. And if you want to just support my channel and my YouTube growth, this is the place where you can become the member of my community. So check out the link in the description to find more. And remember, always take the initiative.